Good morning or good evening or good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Geomologist Presents. Today, I'm very excited to present Pendragon, the sixth edition, and we're going to run through or start the adventure of the sword tournament from the starter set for Pendragon sixth edition. I probably will stumble upon my words and apologies in advance, but I'm very excited about Pendragon, and we will get into it and hopefully get immersed in it because it's one of my favorite games. And with me today, just tell me, who you are and who you're playing. Well, I'll say your name first anyway, but Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen. I am playing Sir Clarion, who is a Christian Cimric knight. He's I think in the list of characters it says pick this knight if you want to play a knight who personifies the ideals of their class and who will eagerly take up the tenets of chivalry. So he's been kind of wandering around trying to find noble lords to work for, and has settled on King Leodegrance of Cameliard.
All right. And then we have Amy.
Hello, I'm playing Dame Linnell. She likes to go by Nell. And I picked her because it says pick this knight if you wish to play a knight with an unusual set of skills, a dramatic backstory, and deep secrets to reveal. And basically, she was the daughter of a lord and lady. She was raised to be married off and create alliances, and then her family is killed, and only she and her father's esquire survive the battle. And her esquire teaches her to be a knight. So she is going around, and her secret is that she's not quite knighted yet, but that's what she's working towards. And she's very spiritual, but yet very vengeful because she wants vengeance for who killed her family.
Yeah. All right. So Pendragon's a little different. So you have in a regular traditional game, you have a scenario after scenario. You gain experience, which in Pendragon is glory and the like. But Pendragon really, I think the designers, Greg Stafford in particular, wanted sort of a generational game, a game where you start as one character and then you pick up the mantle of their son or daughter, and then you pick up the mantle of the grandson or granddaughter, and you even have like a family history. There's additions to the game where you can have a family history that extends back to your grandfather or great grandfather in sort of the Malorian semi-mythical legendary timeline, right? It's all blended. I mean, Arlen could probably give you a whole dissertation on the subject, but the legend of Arthur, mainly Pendragon uses Mallory and other European sources, but of course it extends, to Welsh tales, even some Irish stuff. So, and even some French. Well, French, I guess, is blended, but
Well,
mainly,
and I think Mallory would be proud of the idea of taking all of these sources in addition to his own sources, because that's what he did with his, right? Le Morte d'Arthur is um, basically a kind of crazy compilation of everything that he could find on all of this material. And he died before he could totally finish editing it. And so there are all of these various kind of places where material contradicts itself even within just the one source of Lamort to Arthur, because the original sources contradicted themselves. But I think he would totally approve the idea of pulling from all of these other sources to add to the Malorian
I think,
flavor.
yeah, and I think very interestingly, Pendragon tries to put this all together when they talk about session scenarios and campaigns, right? A session is just when we get together. Here we go, 3 to 4 hours, get together, play some games like we've done in the past with Arlen and Amy. And then a scenario is a story outline, which can happen during the session. And usually it takes a couple sessions to go through a scenario. But then a campaign is a series of scenarios featuring the same and it's reoccurring characters, or you could have like a stable of characters, especially in this game because Pendragon, it doesn't have like magical healing necessarily, um, except in as helps the plot. And you're laid out for a long time if you get injured. So then what's interesting is that really the recommendation is you only run like one scenario adventure per year. And there are several reasons for why this is a recommendation. Much of the knight's time is not really their own. Training, duties to a lord. I mean, even if you're a mercenary knight, you're looking for work. Travel is very slow, right? You're not teleporting all over the place or going through jump gates. And then the glory is the goal of the game, and glory only accrues after some time has passed, and you only get sort of the no. If you think about the communication time, right? Glory is sort of notoriety, and there's a lag, right? And of course, when everyone's sitting at home during the winter campaigning, that's when you hear the stories, right? So then, and also there's like something called the winter phase. So you're not just, hopefully these knights, whether you're mercenary or household, eventually you hopefully become a manor knight and you got your own land, and then you have to run that. So I think that's why they definitely recommend that. And although the sword campaign doesn't really touch on family or estate, or management, you can do that in the long-term campaign. And I think that's one of the fun parts of the game, and some people engage with it or not. So the game system is pretty simple, I think. It's a D20. You have a skill number. You want to roll that number or under, and you get a critical success if you roll that number. If you have skill, none of these starting characters will have a skill above 20, but if you happen to have a skill above 20, then the critical window expands, right? So for example, if you're looking at Amy's character here, for skills, if she is looking around for awareness, your equivalent of perception, she needs to roll an 8 or under for a success. So that's basically how it works. Combat, so it tells you, and it's a pretty good. I was actually pleasantly surprised that Roll20 has full support, so it looks like a pretty easy character sheet. So combat is contested, and there's consequences for getting ganged up upon. So you have the attacks down there, and you have a skill with the attack. But if you're attacked by multiple opponents, if you want to defend against multiple opponents, and it is beneficial if you defend, because then you can get your it's a partial success, which gives you your shield and your armor. But you have to split then your attack. So of course, like a very powerful knight like Lancelot, who has like a really high skill, can probably fight 2 or 3 opponents. No low level opponents, I would say, no problem. But even in the fiction, when these powerful knights are ganged up upon, it's bad news, right? And that kind of, I think, works well with the game. There are subsystems in the game that we may delve into a little bit in this session. I mentioned the winter phase already, but then there's like tournaments and battles and courtly sessions, and they each have. And the starter set's really good about that. It's a truncated version of the core rulebook, but it has everything that you need there. And then it has like appendices for tournaments, courtly activities, winter phase, and battles. So I know Amy has never played this game. Arlen is the old hat with this game, and has even run for us in the past the Paladin incarnation of the game, which is sort of this rule set in the time of Charlemagne. So is there anything that I've missed that you can think of?
I don't think so.
And Amy, do you have any questions?
No, I'm sure they'll come up.
Right. Oh, also damage is rolled. Damage is not really done necessarily by weapon type. It's based on your score. So you notice that Amy's character with a lance, for example, in a charge attack is 66, but that's based on her horse's stats. And then like her arming sword, she has a 46 that's based on her. And any sort of hand weapon will have 46 damage to it, like the spear 46 as well. And there are some characteristics of weapons that may come up. For example, like a big giant axe does extra damage, stuff like that. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple game. If you so you see there's boxes on the character sheet. There are I think the other cool thing, if you go up a little bit about this game, and one thing that always draws me towards this game is these things called personality traits here on the left. The personality traits. So there's these kind of competing traits that that can sort of define your personality. A character is not necessarily beholden to it until really you get to 16 or better in a particular trait, and then that's you're famous for that trait or passion. Passions are things that drive your character, and you can use passions to inspire you to do great deeds. Although if you cannot um, trigger your passion, there are consequences. But you see here in the case with Amy's character is valorous, more valorous, way more valorous than cowardly, and way more temperate than indulgent. Those are two traits that are almost famous, as well as being chaste, which is probably pretty important if she's trying to reestablish her family's holdings at this time. All right, go down a little bit to passions. So here's your passions. In the case of Amy's character, honor is the main one. Then there's fealty, love for family, hate. So she has that's great. Okay, I didn't know that. That's pretty neat. All right, and then they've added there's devotion to this devotion. I think it's in this edition of the game. It's they're using devotion for how you turn your religion, or you're inspired by your religion. Station has to do with how you believe the feudal hierarchy works in your mind and how important it is in your mind. That's a new one in this edition. Hospitality has always been there. So she has a squire. So on your character sheet, Arlen, you can name your squire. You might have a squire, maybe you should. And they're right now, the interesting thing about squire is when you make a squire roll for them to go do something, it's based on their age. So you got to roll their age or under with the squire roll. So I think that's about it. Yay. Patrick succeeded. All right. Any questions or comments? Anything I missed, Arlen? I might defer to you if I mess up rules, or it's always good to have someone who knows the rules well.
Well, I don't know 6th edition as well. But it's mostly, I mean, Pendragon has stayed pretty similar. I mean, it's basically BRP on a D20 instead of a D100. Yes, exactly. At its core, it's just kind of roll under a number 1 to 20 instead of 1 to 100. But yeah, almost everything is the D20 rolls, like you covered. The damage is really the only thing that does something else, and that's based on the knight's physical stats, or like you said, in the case of a lance charge, you get to use your horse's physical stats, and because horses are bigger than most people, that's a big damage boost. So it's kind of a nice way to cover that, the value of charging with a lance, as knights are wont to do. The famous traits is kind of a cool thing, because also there are specific bonuses that you can get if you have a sum of a couple of traits. So like all of the different religious traditions, and also the sort of ideals of chivalry have specific traits that are more important than others, is the idea. And so if you have if you're like a Cymric Christian and have high forgiving and chaste and spiritual and all that sort of stuff, that you can get a special bonus for hitting the sum total of however high you need to get. And so that's a cool way to recognize, like, Pendragon does a lot of things that are sort of reflections of the way that in the literature these larger than life characters have these particular elements based on their larger than life personalities.
Right.
So like all of these traits and the passions are totally built on that. The idea that these characters, these knights with strong passions, can do incredible things when they are doing them for a cause that they believe in, stuff like that. And so it's kind of a cool way to reflect that element of the story, is that if you're Lancelot and you have your valorous 19 or 20, and so are never going to back down from a fight, and also everybody knows your name because you're the most valorous person around, and also you get, like, I don't remember what the bonuses are in this edition, but like in previous editions, it's things like you can get like natural armor basically from God if you're protected because you're so virtuous and things like that.
Yeah, or you have other better stats because you're chivalrous or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's cool because passions come into conflict, and with the case of Lancelot, we see that in the literature, where his love for Guinevere conflicts with his devotion to King Arthur, and that causes him to have a crisis. So that's also dealt with in the game with mechanics. So that kind of conflict, which is pretty cool. So I don't know if that'll happen, but we will see, because ultimately it's based on the die roll, right? So when you try to call for a passion, then you must roll that number or under. So use your passions wisely. Okay. Well, if there are not any other questions, we will dive into it.
Mhm.
As we switch scenes. So the year is 510. Albeit just so, it is the 9th day of January, to be precise. Its cold, gray, leaden skies of winter mirror the mood of the land. There has been none to wear the crown of Logris since the death of King Uther 15 years ago, the last High King of Britain. Uther's brother Aurelius Ambrosius died 30 years ago. All of Britain suffers under the depredations of rapacious, ambitious barons and opportunistic raiders. You have gathered in London, Londinium, to attend a grand tournament, the first of its kind, shortly after this new year. You have your own reasons for coming, but you all share another motivation. And this may be bound to be one of the great events of your life, for it is at this tournament that a new high king shall be appointed, or so the high nobility have said. Londinium is far and away the largest settlement in all of Britain, and the most remarkable pit of filth and iniquity that you young knights have ever seen. Claustrophobic lanes swim with garbage and offal, and burghers and guildsmen of the city seem to have little respect for the knights or their station. Those cads. So most of you find the city strange and appellant. It kind of goes against the natural order of things, right? Because knights are generally rural peoples with their manner, and agrarian people, right? So the city is odd. But fortunately for all of you, along with other entrants into the grand New Year's tournament, you're encamped outside the city walls. I believe, probably in this area, I'm thinking. Because that seems like a camp of some sort. No, maybe. It doesn't matter. All right. So some merchants and thieves mix with the common masses among the Erstaz lanes of this colorful town. Banners of the counts, barons, and dukes and kings flutter limply in the chill breeze. There's many unwashed masses, and more than a few knights and squires amuse themselves with bowhearts. There's bear baiting, other martial games, but most of the lords in attendance are focused on the big prize. The winner of the upcoming tournament will become the High King. The tournament itself is to be a grand melee, a sort of mock battle fought with rebated or blunted weapons, which some praise while others dismissively mock. If you can go sightseeing inside the city today before the grand melee, go shopping in Londinium's open air markets. As you stroll through the London streets, inevitably, I'm assuming you wish to go through London and check it out.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. If you stroll through London streets, inevitably you wind up at the grand pile of St. Paul's Cathedral, which is a massive Roman basilica. In the courtyard outside is a remarkable sight. There's a sword driven into an iron anvil set atop a rock. The rock bears an inscription, but I don't think any of you can read it.
Pretty sure I know what it says, but
right. So you can make it. So we'll do our first set of rolls here. So if you have intrigue, make an intrigue roll, please, or attempt an intrigue roll.
Where would that be?
yeah,
Under right there, intrigue. Very nice. Okay.
Do
right.
we
So
check
you
them
have
if
her.
we make them?
It depends on the situation. I'll let you know.
Okay.
I will say in this case, this is an important piece of information. So yes, you can check it in this case.
Okay.
All right. So you recall that it says something about whosoever pulls the sword from the stone is bright prize, king of all Britain. Right. Who has the highest? What's your spiritual traits?
My spiritual trait,
Yes, spiritual. It's a trait on the
13.
13. What's
Same
yours?
for me.
Oh, okay. Let's do a roll off. So both of you roll that, please.
Roll off.
Yeah.
But he's my friend.
You're not competing. Oh, that's not
Uh-oh.
good. I don't know.
I'm
I'm
just
gonna have to.
allowing Clarion to go.
No. I think you're like caught up. I'm gonna say that with the fumble. You're gonna check the other one. I think you need to check worldly for me in this case.
Check worldly.
Yes, check. So down, go check worldly there. Right, you are so caught up in the sights and sounds and decadence of London that your focus is off, and you think of things worldly. Maybe it harkens back to when you were sort of being trained as a courtly lady and all the finery that you had access to, and you drift.
She'd make a very fine queen.
Oh, maybe she would. Right. So you catch sight of a strange. So Clarion, you may also check your spiritual, by the way. You check. You catch sight of a strange figure moving through the crowd, an aged, haggard-looking man in flowing, tattered robes and a crazed twinkling in his eye. Surely it must be the magician Merlin that you've heard about. What is he doing here?
Can we follow him?
You can. Well, I don't know. You don't really see him, Linnell, but I guess that's up to Clarion.
Yeah, I think if I'm here with Linnell, I'll sort of, nudge her and point out and say, the mage is a friend of the old High Kings. What must be afoot here?
Yeah. So you can also do if you guys have anyone have what's your trusting versus suspicious for both of you?
10 and 10 for me.
10. Okay.
10 and 10.
Huh. Oh, that's kind of perfect actually. So yeah, you can either roll those to decide what to do, or you could decide what to do because there's no weight either way.
What do you mean? Roll suspicious if we're suspicious of the gray character running around, or do we trust him?
A lot of times when there's like a not moral dilemma, but a personality conflict or dilemma, you'll go with what's the strongest, right? But in this case, you're both equal. So you can either roll if you don't know what you want to do, or do what you want to do. So you can follow him if you want.
She wants to follow him.
All right.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Okay.
I mean, I think in this case, she would be suspicious of him.
Okay.
But at the same time, trust Clarion. So if he says this could potentially be someone I should trust, then,
Right.
I think hence her internal battle.
Mm-hmm. All right. I don't know what you probably have bought some stuff. I don't know. Could you're kind of focused on the worldly right now.
Yeah, I probably did.
Yeah. So what would Linnell, as Clarion says, hey, the old druid, what do you think Linnell would have maybe purchased? If she has money. I don't know if she has money.
I think she has money. She doesn't have a lot, I don't believe. I'm looking. I don't know where money is.
Okay. Oh, don't worry about it. So let's see if we want to follow.
I think she would have probably bought I think they would have had different type of snacks or something available, and she would have bought something for herself and Clarion.
Okay.
Just a little snack.
All right.
There's a spot for your pocket change on the sheet, so you can roll 2d6 plus 6 for how many. Oh, apparently Clarion has taken a vow of poverty.
Oh, where is it?
It's under the inventory section. It says denarii.
Under holdings?
No, holdings is your feudal estates. It's for pocket money. It's just under your inventory with your weapons and traveling clothes and stuff. But it's got a
stuff?
yeah.
Oh, there it is. Denarii. Yeah.
2d6 plus
2d6 plus 6. Yeah.
Okay.
So what does that vow of poverty mean? Oh, you're just
That's
saying
because
that
I rolled 2 1s on my. Apparently, holding
Mm.
a solid 8.
So
Nice.
2d6 plus 6, she's got 17.
17.
Nice.
Wow.
So I put that in here.
Yeah, yeah.
So how much would she have spent on snacks? So I can just take it off.
I don't
It's
know.
a silver denarius is more than you would.
She probably
Right,
spent a
you
couple.
cut that
She
into
spent on
parts to
very.
spend it.
She spent on like very expensive snacks. So I would say 15. You spent like 1
Oh,
denarii each. I mean, you did get a fumble. You spent like 1 denarii. I mean, you're like, wow, this is very indulgent. You know? You like
okay.
bought the cart. The merchant could go home.
I bought a turkey
Okay,
leg.
Harry Potter.
That's
yeah.
really a lot.
Turkey legs. You got
A
turkey. You
whole
think it's a
turkey leg each.
All right,
Except I don't think
so
they
It'd
had
be pretty
turkey legs.
remarkable since turkeys are a new world
yeah,
species.
Chicken
pheasant
legs.
leg, pheasant leg,
Pheasant leg, yeah.
leg of
Bought us
pheasant.
each a pheasant. Or
Yeah.
a quail, probably more like a quail each. They're kind of small. I'm assuming they would have them back
Well,
then to
in
eat.
this case, you probably bought you bought the pheasant leg and a cold quail. Okay, so let's do. I would say you could do recognize. You can attempt recognize or hunting.
I need to do what?
A recognize or hunting roll to see if you can follow.
Recognize.
Mhm.
I will.
Recognize. I have 8. Hunting, I have 5.
Oh,
Oh, no.
no, I don't know, Clarion, you're on it.
I'm eating
Yeah.
a whole pheasant right now.
Well, he's this man was a close friend of High King Uther, so far as I know. I've heard tell of strange wonders in his presence. So obviously it's important to know, at least have some sense of where he's going and what he's doing and
Right.
see if
So you follow him. Yes, I'm gonna have. So you follow him. You're able to recognize him, pick him through the crowd. You see, like it's almost as if he knows he's being followed because he changes one tattered cloak for another, like a brown one for a gray one or something.
hardly surprising for a man
Yeah,
so
so
wise.
Amy,
But
if you could roll me a 1d20 because you might have a mishap since you failed.
20.
20. Oh wow.
Uh-oh.
It's actually I think your worldliness is like catching up to you. There's word is spread through the market that you're a buyer of goods, and today you have a good day at the market, so all items will be 10% off. They go, good dame, please see my wares. A discount for the lady of the wealth. They say so.
Well,
So Claire has to like
I will
tug on you.
purchase from you if you can have that man over there fitted for a new cloak. I will purchase it for him. But you have to catch
Yes,
him
10% off.
You have to catch him first, yes.
What man?
Man right there. And I'll point to the one that we're following.
They don't see anything.
I'm just gonna point in some direction and say, I saw him right there. You have to go find him. And then I'll walk off. Clearing.
Okay. All right. So you
She is
follow
after
him
all
and he comes
deceitful.
to huh?
She is after all deceitful.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Oh, roll your deceitful. Let's see.
See, she's more deceitful than honest.
Yeah, I want to see it.
No, she's being honest in this case.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So they don't see him. Anyway, you follow him, Clarion, tugging along at Dame Linnell to this stone. I wonder if they have it on here.
I'm keeping an eye on where he's going, but these people keep stopping me.
It's kind of this stone outside of the walls. Probably like I feel like it's in this area here.
Okay.
Near the old what's called Lude's Castle. It's a stone, and I guess is this like would be like they've changed the names of some of these things. Yeah, give me a folklore roll, each of you.
Where is folklore?
On the left-hand side, down there, the last one on the left-hand side there,
Okay.
skills.
That I can do.
Ah, you recognize this as the head of Brawn. It's supposed to be the head of a god.
Mm.
So he's sitting there, kind of, I guess since you were pretty dogged about pursuing him, he's sitting there with the pipe.
Linnell is gonna offer him one of the pheasants that she purchased.
He says, no, thank you. It seems as you need it more than I.
No,
He goes,
wait, I bought plenty of them, but
You-
you keep changing robes, sir, so I'm wondering if maybe you kept borrowing them and could not afford one. So please, it'd be an insult if you didn't take the pheasant.
he bows and takes the pheasant then. Well, I do wish not to insult the heroes of this tale. Just so you know who I am, I may know who you are.
Actually, I don't know who you are, but my hero here has told me many tales of you, so I think I know who you are.
Because here we are in front of the tale of Braun. He begins a haunting dirge. Braun, lord of the pagan underworld, whose life was full of marvels, but he saved his greatest marvels for death. In his last fight, Braun was mortally wounded, but rather than despair, he gave his friend strange instruction to cut off his head and bury it just outside of Londinium. He prophesied that no invaders could harm Britain as long as the head remained buried there. It is buried under the stone, or perhaps it is the stone. He knocks on it. He goes, oh, check your generous trait, by the way, Amy. He goes, so what do you wish to know, good young knights, as you followed me out of the city full of riches and wonders?
Well, that is up to my companion here to answer that, because I am assuming that if you are who he says you are, you have many things to teach me. But I am here only to learn from Clarion, Sir Clarion.
Sir Clarion, he looks, Sir Clarion, then
And she'll give a slight bow, because that's respectful.
what do you wish to know from an old beggar man? He definitely takes to that pheasant like as if he'd never eaten before. He like tears through it. Cheese with his mouth open.
May we ask what your interest in the head of Braun might be?
To protect Londinium, of course. Also, it is a nice place to sit on one's duff, lean against, smoke a pipe.
Protecting Londinium, of course, is an ideal that we can both work towards. What is there a specific threat or something unseen and nefarious?
These are portentous times, young knights, or almost knights. He winks at Linnell. He says, he looks at you. He says, keep close to your new lord, young ones.
And who is my new lord?
He might be in the thick of it.
And who would my new lord be?
Linnell, I would not play games with this one.
He goes, well, as you are Lord Less.
It's a very serious question. I don't know who my lord is.
If you are Lord Less, well, perhaps more, he points to Sir Clarion, is less.
And
he shrugs his shoulders. Because anyway, I head out now. He takes a deep bow.
Why are you in such a hurry?
Starts walking into the woods, or towards the woods, tree line. and like I would say see something. So like and then suddenly a flock of crows. There's a murder of crows. A murder of crows
Mhm.
wafts up like around the head, and then as you're kind of distracted by this, perhaps well who well Amy made the folklore earlier, so Linnell, you know this is some sort of glamour. Um, very distracted by this glamour, this murder, although the crows do hear and feel and smell real. When you look up, the old man is gone.
I guess he is a magician, Sir Clarion. Did you see the murder just flew up and disappeared?
There are more than a few tales of Lord Merlin that describe such remarkable supernatural occurrences.
Right. And
Perhaps he could have helped you pull that sword from that stone, just like King Arthur did.
there's no, we don't know that yet, Amy.
Oh, okay, sorry.
There's a time of Uther.
Oh, Linnell, I would fear to overstep my station by pretending that I might be Rightwise born King of Britain.
I don't know, he just told me you're my lord. So we're good.
I'm not sure that's what he meant.
That's what he hinted at. At least that's what I was
Well,
thinking.
Merlin is always inscrutable.
Yeah.
So anyway, actually, you probably both get 10 glory for encountering Merlin, by the way.
And
Nice.
glory. Where do I put
I mean,
that?
there's people like watching and see you talking to this old man, and some might know who they are.
How do I change my glory then?
Yeah, that's a good
Edit?
question.
Edit.
No.
I think it's so there's a session glory
Session glory, go to that.
space, and I don't know where you put it, if there's a button to send to current glory or something or not.
Session
I guess we'll
glory.
see.
Where is that?
Oh, okay. Up
Oh,
here. It's
yeah,
session
keep in
glory.
session glory, and then we'll maybe they'll
Put 10.
Yeah.
put 10 there. You're bound to get more glory.
Okay.
What did it do? Go down. I want to see what it did. If it didn't, this is my first time looking at these. Okay, there must be a button where you do. You're right. You do like send.
Yeah, something.
Okay, let's just
Well,
keep
maybe
it.
here.
No, it doesn't. That doesn't do anything. Don't worry about that. That's like the. Okay, let's continue. All right. Really, London is as London is, and you probably at some point, or even now, after the strange encounter with Merlin, retire to the tournament fields, because there is a tournament on the morrow. All right. So we will skip to the day to the tournament, unless there's something else you wish to do.
Well, the only thing that Linnell would want to do is to see if both Sir Clarion and hers, you know, if they're, she hates to call him you know, by his title, but Patrick.
Yeah.
Her little squire, if he would like some pheasant. She brought one back for him and Clarion's.
Yeah. What's your squire's name, Clarion?
Boron.
What? Say that again.
Boron. Boron.
Boron.
Like, yeah.
Like the element.
Like the element. Well, I did a random Arthurian.
Yeah. So Boron and Patrick, they have like their hands. They come back. Their hands are like sticky. Let's see. Let's roll a d6, because they've been eating all day, like hanging around London. Patrick has like a shiner, and like almost like a big, like when you get hit really hard on the side of the head, and this like big, like a welt, I guess it's called. He has like a shiner and a welt. Goes, oh, we were in the Bohort, milady. Good sir, it was crazy. Some knights just like grabbed us and threw us and said, fight. And we fought. And then they gave us chocolates, and well, they wouldn't have chocolate.
Well, surely
they
not chocolate, because
honeys. Yeah. They gave us sweet honeycomb. Yes, that's what they would have. They give us sweet honeycomb, and And that's why their hands are all sticky. You're right. Chocolate has not been discovered yet. I forget. This is not the Sword and the Stone from Disney. All right. Full of anachronisms. Okay.
Perhaps the two of you would like to go draw some water and clean yourselves up. That's not respectable.
So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Dame Linnell. I know my father would be upset, but
You can call me now. It's fine.
I must say, call you Dame Linnell. You're admonishing me, therefore.
I've
I-
told you to call me now. That's what I expect you to call me.
Yes, Dame Nell.
Nell.
Right. And he kind of goes to wash his hands. Boron looks at you, looks at her, looks at poor Patrick. Sir Clarion.
We are told cleanliness is next to godliness, Boron.
Yes, my lord. And he goes and washes his hands too. But then they eat pheasant, like no problem.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So in the morning, unless we're doing anything else, you guys get a good rest. Nothing crazy, super crazy happened in London. And you got to talk to Merlin a little bit, and he maybe gave you a bit of advice, though cryptic as it were. It's the morning of the tournament. The melee field is staked out and occupies several acres stretching between Newgate and Ludgate, with Watling Street and Fleet Street marking the respective northern and southern boundaries. So it's like down here, like the taking place here, the tournament. All right. All participating knights are divided into teams denoted by red or blue cloth. You are on the blue team, and you ride with your new lord, King Clarion, King Leo de Grants, or Sir Clarion, King Leo de Grants of Camelyard as your leader. All right. So usually a melee tournament for our listeners and for us now kind of learning and delving into Pendragon 6th edition is broadly run the same as a regular mass battle. But this is sort of truncated for time, right? So you're going to be in Leo de Grance's Conroy, making up the blue team. So we're going to first generate a morale score for your Conroy, and by selecting a passion that your knight is fighting for. So it could be honor, it could be, something else. So look at your passions and decide what you are fighting for.
I think for me, it's fealty to King Leo de Grants.
Okay.
He has given me an opportunity to, show my own valor as a knight.
And I guess you proposed Linnell to join your cohort.
Yeah.
Okay.
Linnell, why do you not fight alongside us in the melee?
Absolutely. I will fight for honor, your honor as well.
Okay, nice. All right. So the morale score helps you determine when you can push forward more into fighting and when you have to retire and regroup. So the higher your morale, the more that you may spend, to acquire glory and captives.
Would she have time to go pray first?
Yes, you can go pray. A lot of the knights do go pray, and they, there's Archbishop Dubricius is walking around, and there are other priests and the like moving around for knights to, pray to.
Do I have to roll my spiritual?
No, you could just do it.
Okay.
That is part of your what you do, because you are spiritual, and you probably feel you must atone for your
worldliness
the day before, right?
Okay. Although she was not gluttonous, she gave a lot of what she did purchase away.
Yeah, I gave you you were generous to the beggar man. Okay. All right. So So what was your fealty to Leo de Grants, Arlen?
15.
Okay, so your morale score would be 15. If this were a full length battle.
Yeah.
All right. So battles are fought in turns, which account for about an hour of time passing. So it's kind of abstracted, a battle is. And each turn sees you fighting a single encounter, maybe facing a special kind of encounter called an opportunity. And usually at the table, they would do battle cards. So let's see. So I do have who you will be fighting, but you may, each of you may roll your battle skill as you're lining up here on the side.
Still fairly inexperienced at mass combat, apparently.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I fail.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. So you see that Leo de Grance, which in a way makes sense, because he's lining up against the Knights of Gore, which is to the northwest, north of Camel Yard. They're like on the wall. Camel Yard's I guess there's like Midlands and then Camel Yard. Anyway, they're further. They're like the Gore is like right beyond the wall. Right? And Camel Yard is sort of at the edge of Wales and England. There.
Yeah, like where Lancaster is.
Lancaster, yeah. Okay. So you're lined up with them. And let's see, you automatic. Okay. All right. So each of you can select a posture for the battle turn, but because of the mounted charge, you can select the valorous posture, and then that you'll be fighting for 2 combat rounds.
Yeah, let's do valorous.
Yes.
Yes, I have
Right.
15 in that, so yes.
Yeah. All right. So you guys get ready for like a charge, and yeah, and you will actually both check your valors. By the way, you can check your valors.
I haven't rolled it.
No, I know, but you can check it because
Okay.
you're lining up to charge, which is you see the other horses of Gore stamping their feet. They're mostly, dark horses like black and grays, in the cold air. They're, steam is coming from their nostrils, and they're stamping like they're ready at a full gallop. Do you
Now,
see
see,
some of those horses have sharp teeth?
Are we
I don't
allowed
know.
to assume what the color of our horse is? Because I would have assumed that my horse would have been white.
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
Where do I put that?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. Right, so you've accepted a valorous posture. We'll fight for 2 combat rounds against Knights of Gore. And then, so let me track down the Knights of Gore here.
While he's doing that, Nell will lean over to Sir Clarion and say, I fight for your honor, but I think I'll be seen since I'm on a white horse.
If you're at Knights of Gore here that are opposite you.
What color is your horse, Arlen?
I think just a classic, a brownish, I guess they call them like roan or something, maybe with white socks, because I always think that looks funny.
So kind of like chestnut?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You may roll for your passion inspiration at this time. If you wish, remember you need to roll under, and passions can only be invoked once per day, but the bonus lasts until the event ends.
By event ends, you mean the tournament ends or the rounds of combat here and
yes,
this like hour?
I'm going to be vague about that answer.
Well, I think winning early is probably a good useful thing, because I definitely don't want to be knocked out in the first round. So, Leo de Grance. Yeah.
All right. So can give you a since you both succeeded but didn't get a crit, that gives you a +5 to whatever skill you're going to use here.
Yeah.
So that would presumably be the charge skill.
Yeah.
So you'll have a +5 to that. So like if you look at your character sheet and go to battle, go up to, so your charge is gonna be 20, Amy.
Yeah, you can. It looks like most
it?
of the rolls.
Do I just change it now? Or do I, when I click this and it says modifier, do I put 5 there?
Yeah, that's probably better.
Yeah, so modifier. So that's what I just did, is to test. Don't use that one because I did.
All right, so you can both of you can check your respective passion.
Yeah.
And then we go. So you do have obviously these are rebated weapons that deal half damage, and the object of the melee is to capture as many knights and horses. So these are blunted lances, right?
Yep. Although of course, yeah, blunt force trauma is definitely a consideration.
Yes, there have been kings who have died because of this, right?
Yep.
Was gonna say,
Back in medieval times, they didn't know about CTEs like they do.
right.
I mean, they didn't know about it until recently in the NFL.
All right, so give me an intrigue check.
All of us?
Intrigue.
Yeah.
I already used up my luck at intrigue. But okay. Yeah.
No +5, correct?
No, +5.
Okay, I made it.
Oh, you both, so you could check it because it's kind of interesting information. If it has not already checked, it's already checked.
It's
too.
already checked
All right.
for me.
So you hear through the ranks that the Knights of Lothian are loath, that's a mouthful, loath to use rebated weapons, and some of them might be using real weapons. It's a good thing you're not opposite them. But you never know, they could change formations, and they're not
They're
not
barbarians that far north.
They're not, yes, they might be. All right. So I think we do a mounted charge.
Okay.
Knights with a valorous posture, you fight for 2 combat rounds. You can charge and then regroup and charge again. You're going to be going up against a Knight of Gore. You can go individually or you can gang up.
What would you like to do, Arlen?
Well, I think early on, right before all of the losers have been weeded out, we ought to go individually because we got better odds of fighting somebody not as dangerous. And that way, if we need to gang up later, we still have that option.
Okay.
All right. So this is the way the just to let you know ahead of time when we roll, because even though you succeed, you still might not succeed. So the way it works is you roll and you're trying to get the closest number, the highest number you can, as close as possible to your number, right? So,
yeah, it's like all the others. You're trying to roll below your score, but we compare the actual number rolled, and whoever has a higher number that succeeds.
Yeah, kind of like the way Jackals works. Whoever has the highest number succeeds.
So question, since we have a +5, do I only get a crit if I roll a 20?
Yes.
Yeah, but the advantage is you can't fumble now because you have at least a 20. So it's really good for something like this because you're not gonna. Part of the way it works is that as long as you get at least a success, you get to add your shield to your armor. So normal chainmail is 10 armor-ish. There's a couple of odd little extra things in this edition. And then a shield is an extra 6. So you can see having 16 armor is pretty useful compared to 10.
Right.
How do I know if I have a shield?
You definitely have a shield.
Go up to the block at the top, Amy.
Yeah, I think everybody starts with a kite shield.
Yeah.
Or I think maybe it's all kite shields.
Yeah, so you see your armor is 12 + 6.
I don't know where you're looking.
So on the right above skills.
Okay.
It says other. So it says health and then other. Movement is 17. Your armor points are 12 + 6.
Oh, you've got serious extra armor.
Yeah.
I've only got 10 + 6.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that's the way. Well, and in this one, they do a whole thing of layered armor. So it's not in older editions, it was all like one suit and assumed to be the layers. But in this one, they specifically like you could potentially, if you were desperate, like, not have time to get on your chainmail hauberk, but have at least your your arming jacket, your Akaton on, and have a little bit of armor.
Yeah. Okay. So the interesting thing in this game is there's no initiative because each pass is contested, and you do contested rolls first and then extras, right?
Yeah.
So if there are multiple combatants, then we do whoever, like if you guys were ganging up on a knight, I do whoever the knight's going to fight against, or if he divides it, then we roll it all together. But and then after that, the free shot goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to go. I have 2 Knights of Gore that you are lining up with. And you charge with your blunted lances. So then we roll our charge attack.
Yeah, if you roll it under attacks, it'll also automatically roll damage.
Right.
So do it down there.
Yeah.
So
and it'll give you everything for the modifiers like normal. So
they should be able to do modifiers there too.
Damage modifier.
So with the
yeah. Big 18.
So out of 5 there.
I thought I did. No damage modifier or +5 to that too.
Oh, that's a good question. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh yeah, I don't remember if it. I don't think you get a damage modifier on
on that.
regular passion. You might get it on crit passions. I don't remember for certain.
Well, we have that +5 for doing our other things, so.
Yeah, that's
So
the
you brought- so
+5 is from successfully calling on your passion.
Right.
It improves your skill, but I don't remember if you get any damage bonus for calling on a passion. You are getting basically essentially a default damage bonus because you're allowed, since we're charging, we're using the damage of our horse instead of ourselves. So that's why it's
Yeah,
66.
it is not to damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were to get a crit,
Oh,
I
nice.
almost did.
oh man, that's beautiful. You guys got a night. That's gonna be hard to. I can't beat that. I don't think. But so you'll see. I don't think I can beat that. All right.
I'm
So
scared
against
of
Sir
putting my head in
Clarion
it.
is against Sir Clarion.
No.
I got a 9, so I guess
Yeah,
they
so he gets
succeeded.
his armor and shield, gets his
Okay.
shield in the way, but he definitely takes my lance thrust instead of
Right.
me.
The important thing though is
hit
the
things.
knockdown,
Yes.
the damage. So you take that before you subtract for damage.
Oh, yeah. Before doing baited.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So mine 24 damage of knockdown is almost certainly enough to knock him.
Down. Yeah. Okay.
But it's only 12 damage of hit points. So
Yeah.
probably just knocks him around.
Doesn't really do anything because he is partial success. So it doesn't hurt him, but it is 24 net damage. I do have to roll a dex check to see if he gets knocked off his horse. Correct?
Yeah.
No modifier.
Is it dex or horsemanship?
Oh, is it? I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't
Let's make
remember.
sure.
It might be dex capped by horsemanship in this one. I remember they do that a lot in this one, is that they'll, the maximum level of a certain skill is based on the max of another skill. But we should double check.
All right. So it is. All right. The winner's damage is greater than the loser. The player makes an unopposed dex. Dex.
Okay. Cool.
All right. And then, all right. So you smack him into him. You don't knock him down.
Yep.
He comes in for another pass against you because we're doing 2 rounds of combat. And then I'll do Amy's first round here. What do you do was a good question.
Oh, I was do we do broken lances in this one also?
Oh, right.
It's if I remember, it's like even or odd damage, but we should double check that also.
Yes.
Because I don't remember for sure.
Because you have even and I have odd.
Yeah, so I think what it is that if your total damage is an odd value, that you broke your lance in the charge, which is a bonus for glory also, because it's impressive.
Yeah. A loser who fumbles their opposing. Okay. Let's see. Damage or broken weapon. Doesn't seem unless a charge is different. It's quite different. Mounted charge you're doing.
Yeah, it's a specific shatter lance is a bonus thing that you can.
So there's a spear, lance, or other half the weapon break. So he broke it. His broke against you.
Against me?
So his lance is broken.
Why?
No. I haven't done you yet, Amy.
No, but why is his broken?
Because it says a partial success. A spear, lance, or other hafted weapon breaks on a partial success.
Okay, so there's no so if we hit with a certain damage, ours
It's
doesn't
not gonna.
break?
It doesn't break apparently.
Okay.
All right. So
Ooh,
then
that would've been fun.
I do the charge against Amy. And it's also a partial success. So you do 25 points of damage. So you actually damage this guy. Because you do 25 points of damage. I have to roll. It's not quite twice their size, so I have to roll their dex. Gosh, they make it. Okay, even though they have a crappy dex. All right. You damage this guy. His lance breaks, and he comes around for well, he's got to draw his sword now. So you guys are going to get an extra +5 because of the reach on the lance, if I recall
So
correctly.
plus 10 now?
Yeah. If you want to reuse, you can either, well, I guess it would be, I don't know, would it be?
Yeah, it's another +5 if you're using a
Yes.
long weapon against somebody without a long. So Amy, this is actually really good for us because if your skill is over 20, you add the amount that's over 20 to the roll,
Mhm.
and you crit if you're 20 or higher. So we have essentially a larger crit window, and also because we're adding to the roll, we're more likely to win the opposed test.
Right.
So stacking up these bonuses like this is really good.
Okay.
Yay.
All right. All right. So you come through in a wheeling charge. King Leo de Grance gives the order. You smash into the Knights of Gore. I would say because you guys are like new knights and you did really well. So I'd say like you smash into that line. Your conroy smashes into that line of gore, and you see as you look back, you see a few, maybe some of the squires, almost knights in Camel Yard have been knocked over and fallen down, but there's maybe about half of the Knights of Gore have been toppled over. So you guys, it was a resounding charge, and then you hear King Leo de Grance go for Camel Yard as you wheel around. A trumpet sounds, and you charge again. All right, so ready, Arlen?
Yes, I will do another charge.
So you guys are +10 this time.
Do you want to just do Arlen and then
Yes.
do me?
Yes.
Okay.
No, uh-oh.
Oh,
All right.
I only rolled a 4, so
Yeah.
not so good. Although 26 damage is nothing to sniff at.
Yeah.
But we'll see if it's enough.
Did you add on the extra 10?
Yeah, so I rolled a 4, so it's 4 plus the 5,
Oh,
and it
right.
just maxes the threshold.
so
Oh no.
So he beat you.
He's knocked me.
What's your 19 damage? You got to roll to see if you get knocked down.
Yeah, 19 is higher than my 14, so my dex of 12. Do I get passion bonus to my dex on this roll?
No, it's just
No.
your lance charge.
Yeah. All right, no modifier. Oh no!
Oh, you
Been
get knocked
knocked to
off.
the ground.
Oh no. All right. Okay. So you get
now
knocked
we'll
off your
tell
horse.
Patrick to go help your.
Well, you can call for a squire and stuff. Okay.
Well, I'll send my squire over to help you too. Get you.
Well,
up.
we got to do your pass and see what happens to you.
No.
Okay.
Nella's worried.
All right. Well, it's all happening simultaneously. All right. You ready, Amy?
Yes.
You get a +10. Dang. All right. Unfortunate.
I only got 10.
Yeah.
I think I like it better just doing the +5.
Oh, you beat him though. I rolled a 2. All right. So 24 is definitely better. He still remains on horse after the second pass. All right. So I guess your guy
Can she go over and offer her hand to shake him? Say, good fight, man.
oh well, you're still in the melee, so
Oh, okay. Well, she's
and you did
just trying to
24
be a
points
good
of
sport.
damage. 24. I was hoping you guys would get a crit. That'd been fun to see. But
Yep.
to see if it actually works. But so he got a partial success, but you beat him. All right, he doesn't take any damage that pass. But you did bruise him like the first pass around. And see if you get knocked off. Let me see what happens.
I think I'm out. You're out if you get unhorsed, it
Yeah.
looks like. So
Okay.
oh well.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Oh, and I probably let me
I fight
check.
for both our honors.
Mm-hmm.
So I might have an issue because I did not succeed at the combat that I called upon my passion for.
Oh, you might be melancholy after the events of this.
Yeah. Let me double check.
Sorry, my fault for feeding you quail. totally Nell's fault. She takes the blame.
All right, so you're considered captured. So you're led back. So this guy's well, let me see what happens.
Okay, I don't think I trigger a passion crisis because if you fail spectacularly,
Yeah,
and I
like a
did put up a
fumble
good
or something.
fight. Yeah, if I had fumbled, I
I'm gonna
think
roll
that
a
would
D.
be.
So the guy calls for his squire, and you see a squire coming over to quote unquote capture you.
Yeah.
So you do have a choice here to try to hide. Well, I guess the squire's coming, so you'd have to like roll to try to hide from the squire. Or you can, go ahead and,
But did we capture the other two that we unhorsed?
no.
Then why are they trying to take Clarion?
No, we didn't. We haven't unhorsed any of them. They've made all their dex rolls.
Yeah, they made their dex rolls.
So yeah, he just got me good and knocked me off the horse.
Yes.
So they get to. I have to
So that-
ransom back my gear.
Yeah. All right. All right. So make an awareness check. Both of you guys.
An awareness check?
I'll say you're. Yeah. Okay. Damn it! What happened?
I'm not aware.
I lost my.
She's a little caught up trying to figure out what's going on with Clarion and
Okay.
in the middle of a fight and get ready for the next one.
Yeah, I lost my. There we go. Okay, now I see them. But I got to reopen everything. I lost my bar suddenly. Right. So there we go. Okay. All right. So trumpets suddenly blare. You don't quite understand what's going on. So like the trumpets blare and that squire is coming over to grab you. You can take note of what knight did knock you down for future if you wish to remain honest about it. But it looks like the squire is otherwise distracted, and you hear trumpets blare. Suddenly the melee is over. A bit confused, the riders kind of stop and look at each other, and the squire yells again. You can't quite hear over the din of what's going on, and then you hear the sword, the sword. Now everyone can hear it, and he sees the squire pointing frantically back towards St. Paul's, so back towards London. All right. Some
Now
comprehend.
we'll bring Clarion's horse back over to him because he got unhorsed.
What's the name of the knight, Carl? I'm gonna write it down.
Let me give. Gore is like sort of like Northumbria, right? Sir. Sir Husa. You could see he's got sort of that pagan iconography still. He doesn't have a sword. He has like the lance, probably reluctantly, but he has like an axe and stuff. So, okay. Anyway, so you see people moving, some comprehending, others reacting. Knights everywhere turning the horses and start streaming back towards the city. And you can see the cathedral steeple clearly visible over the old Roman walls. I don't know. What do you want to do? You're unhorsed, Sir Clarion.
Well, Nell would ask Patrick, grab me my sword, armed for battle.
Okay, roll a squire roll.
Squire roll.
You have a rebaited sword right now, like a blunted sword, but
No, I want my regular sword. She wants to be armed for no, he failed.
well, yeah, he gets lost in the tumult. So we'll see what's up. Okay. So he goes off for the sword. That's what you ask him to do. Okay. But what do you want to? So you do that. You could still try to. Oh, so at least you look over at Leo de Grance and he says, "Let's go."
Well, Nell will bring Clarion's horse to him because I'm sure she grabbed it when it was
No,
when he got
that hit
unhorsed.
the Sir Husa Squire grabbed it. I made his roll.
Call for your horse or jump on mine.
Well, he can, I guess I'll let him. Seems like the noble thing to do would be to call for one of my backup horses and until I've settled my debts with Sir Husa.
Okay.
To let him hold on to my Roundsea for a little longer.
Let me see, what's a good trait here? Is Sir Husa, is he just or arbitrary, I guess, right? That would be what would call for, like, in a situation where like something meaningful is
or
happening.
like trusting, right? If he's trusting, he was like, oh, you'll pay even.
Yeah, trusting.
Even if I don't enforce.
Okay. Oh no. He's not trusting. He's not trusting.
That's fine. I know what the Knights of Gore are like.
Yeah,
all right, so I will call Asporon to go grab me one of my other horses.
All right, so make a squire roll.
Oh no.
I know.
Not quite ready for the big time, are you, Squire?
You're delayed, but Amy, you're gonna wait. You can either wait for him or go with the rest.
Wait for Clarion or wait for my sword.
Your sword's not gonna. If you wait for your sword, it's not gonna. You're gonna get lost behind.
I'm asking what you're asking me and what I'm waiting for.
Are you gonna wait for either your sword? Are you gonna wait around? You can either spur your horse to follow Leo de Grance or wait.
I will bow to Clarion and head off.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think we ought to. I'm just gonna go on foot, and you guys should run on.
Well, here, climb on my horse. Just climb on my horse.
I mean, it's a lot of two people in armor is kind of a lot for a horse, right? So I'll just push my way through the crowd behind you guys.
So give me a horsemanship roll, and then for you, I think it's gonna be. Is there athletics equivalent athletics in this game?
Where's horsemanship?
I think he's hunting
down at the bottom.
A lot of that kind of mobility stuff is hunting.
Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, let's do hunting. Yeah, do hunting.
Yeah. Well, my hunting is a lot less good than my horsemanship, but oh no.
All right.
I'm not gonna get to see the miracle.
Well, there's still chances. There's all second chances,
Yeah.
All right,
Amy, well, he does it for like a couple months, right? To show off.
Just grab whatever horse is nearby and get on it.
All right, let's just see what happens. All right, so you follow. You are right behind King Leo de Grand among the other throng. You're caught like getting hit and beset. Fortunately, you didn't fumble. You're getting hit and beset by other people moving through on horses. Sir Clarion. Let's see, but you don't get a fumble. So the city walls loom ahead of the rushing gaggle of horsemen and the crushing mass of knights. You're like with the squires and the tournament watchers as they're all moving through the throng. Sir Clarion, Amy, you're up there with Leo de Grance. They're all trying to get through the Lude gate at once, but there's too many riders making the same push. As you reach the gate, you can only make slow headway. It's a very claustrophobic bottleneck at the gate. They're shouting and screaming in a general pent-up panic as hundreds of knights already keyed up from the melee are desperate to see first what's going on. Now everyone, as you kind of push into the street, everyone is galloping. A horse goes down. A man is trampled, but the knights keep dashing. But now the going suddenly gets easier. The road leads directly to St. Paul's. It looms ahead. There's only a few steps to enter the grassy courtyard northeast of the cathedral. More knights are pouring in, and there's a struggle for place. You get a 10 glory, Amy, for your horsemanship roll.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You can attempt a station roll. It's not as actually you can attempt a station roll too, Arlen, because you're like pushing among like the commoners and the people on foot. Station is down under passions, I believe. Okay. It doesn't count as a passion roll, but
yeah, look at that. Out of my way, serfs.
Yes, you do that. You do that. You both can check proud, by the way.
Yep.
Check what?
Above proud. The
Proud?
Yeah, it's a trait above the passions.
It's on the bad side. But that's
It
Well,
depends.
it's not bad. It's,
It
you know,
depends because like if you're a pagan knight, then that's good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Bragging and stuff. All right. So Amy, you're able to move your horse and then so Clarion, you catch up. You're not with the horsemen, so you gotta crane your head or stand between horses, to get a good look. But you see what's happening. There's a squire there on the cusp of manhood. His chin showing its scraggly whiskers stands at the stone, watching the knights assemble around him.
Oh, is he trying to pull the sword out?
No, the sword is stuck in the anvil as always.
Are we at
you
G?
recognize him, huh?
We're at G. St. Paul's Cathedral?
Yes.
Yeah. We're in that little, basically where the G itself is on the
Right.
northeast.
Roll a recognize with a +3 bonus.
Recognize.
Yeah, both of you guys.
Recognize.
Yeah.
With a +3. Nope.
Right.
I
Yeah,
don't recognize.
Linnell. I mean, it makes sense. Linnell, you don't know who this person is, although you think you've seen him before. Maybe talking with that old man when you first encountered them. All right, but now you see, you recognize him, Sir Clarion, and you see that he wears the badge of Sir Ector, a minor knight from the hills of Cambria, and that Sir Ector himself is actually by this boy's side. You do see Merlin, though, among you commoners, watching keenly from beneath his hooded cloak, although it is much nicer now, not so frayed. He looks more like the Merlin from from Excalibur now, although he doesn't have the shiny helmet because that's too conspicuous. So, all right. And
I think I've heard tell rather mean-spirited nickname for that boy, Wart, something like it.
It's funny. Amy, you also spot there's an archbishop. You recognize him as Dupricius, who's on the steps of the cathedral, his face set and serious. If you're Christian, you recognize him.
Yes.
You recognize Merlin because that's the old man you saw the other day. The crowd is shouting. Go ahead, Amy.
No, what did you want me to roll?
Nothing. You don't need to roll.
Oh.
You already seen him, so I don't need you to roll like for everything. And you ran into Merlin and you actually had a conversation with him, so of course you recognize him. All right, so the crowd is shouting. Their voices a great babble. He drew the sword. Who did? That lad there. Him. Impossible. Only the king of Britain can pull the sword. You see King Lot of Lothian. I need to show this sort of anachronistic photo for our listeners and for the players. There's King Leo de Grance and King Lot in not in period armor. That's from Excalibur. So just to give you an idea of what these people look like. So King Lot of Lothian leaps from his horse and he pushes forward through the crowd. You both see this like I guess a page or maybe a squire in Sir Ector's group kind of move forward to try to intervene, and Lot just like back fists him, and this poor little page or squire goes flying, and he says, King Lot says, if this thing is going to move, it will move for me, he shouts, and he lays his hand upon the sword grip. He pulls and pulls until his hand slipped from the sword and he staggers backward. And then of course King Leo de Grand says, let the boy try. And then that kind of echoes through the crowd, let the boy try. Do you guys echo that?
Well, I think Nell would have gotten off her horse and helped the page back up that he pushed.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I would definitely be shouting, let the boy try.
All right. So you kind of move out there and grab that page. I don't know if there a first aid in this?
Yes,
he looks like
first aid.
He looks like he's not unconscious, but he looks
patch
staggered.
up and chirurgery.
Yeah, you can do first. You can do first aid. You can all check them out. You can do first aid if you wish.
Okay. What am I rolling? Patch
First aid.
First aid. Okay.
Oh no!
Oh no!
No.
I think you knock his. He must have. I don't know. You misjudge things, and he falls unconscious. but you can still drag him away. But I will
Well,
give you a merciful check.
I will drag him and put him up on the horse that I was sitting on and stand next to my horse.
All right, well, you're tending to the boy right now. We'll have to see if you make it to drag him back to the horse. But I will give you a merciful check.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, so the echoes are let the boy try through the crowd. As you see, Linnell goes over and you don't know. You see the boy kind of falls unconscious as she's trying to tend to him. So that hit must have been pretty bad from the dastardly King Lot. So
Can I pick him up? Can I pick the boy up and hold him in my arms?
Well, let's go through the round, and yes, next you can do that, but let me catch up with the action, right, as this is going on. So because you're like tending to him right now, right, and then he falls unconscious. So Sir Ector, besides the squire, nods to him, and the youth lays one hand upon the sword, and with a bit of pride and flourish, pulls it from the stone without any trouble whatsoever. The crowd, knight and commoner alike gasps, and then he slides it back into place. You can pick up the boy now, Amy.
Okay.
And
I will hold him tight.
You can move. You can pick up the boy and move to back to your horse, and where King Leo de Grance is. You see the Knights of Lothian are kind of staring you down, because they're backed up. They're backing up King Lot, of course. Sir Clarion, what do you want to do? You see Linnell is like put herself out there and almost in danger.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You can push through if you want.
Definitely sort of push forward, and I'm gonna shout, like, "This King Uther's heir. This young man, right wise king."
Roll an orate. I want to see if anyone hears you.
Oh no. Oh well.
A couple people hear you and like look at you curiously, but it doesn't. Over the din of what's going on and the murmurs, it doesn't get there. So
did I hear it so I could reiterate it on his behalf?
Probably next round if he repeats it. All right. So where was I? We do that. Okay. So another knight dismounts and pushes away his back to the rock. It is King Uriens of Gore. Like Lot before. So you see Husa in the crowd, by the way. Clarion. Got your and his squire next to him has your horse. All right. King Uriens of Gore, like Lot before him, he tugs and pulls and tries to manhandle it free, but it does not budge. As Urien steps away, the lad approaches the sword again and pulls it effortlessly. That word, effortless.
Yeah.
Effort.
Pulls it out easily.
Easily. There you go. He pulls it out easily. And then you can now, Amy, you could repeat what Sir Clarion said. You try.
Well, I want to put the boy on the horse and then yell out.
Yeah.
He is the what did you want me to say, Clarion?
The heir of King Uther.
He is the heir of King Uther. And I have
born king.
An orate. No.
Oh.
No.
Someone says, someone probably says, Uther's bastard. That's Uther's bastard. But other people yell, the king. He is the king. The boy drew the sword. Shouts Leo de Grance. The boy is the king.
Well, I want to put the boy on the horse, and then how close am I to the one that pulled the sword from the stone?
They're in the courtyard, in the open courtyard.
I mean, can I get to him and then kneel with my sword in front of me and say king?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I would like to do that.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll let you make another. I'll let you each make another squire roll, by the way.
Okay.
But this time.
See if Patrick is caught up.
See if they've caught up, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. It's about time he got there. He was just running.
So he finally brings you a real sword. I don't know if that's a great idea necessarily, but okay.
Well, but I mean, it's my sword.
Just in case.
If I'm going to pledge myself, I want to pledge with my sword, and I will ask Patrick, no matter what happens, you stay with this squire or with this young boy.
And then Boron brings you one of your backup horses.
You
can decide which one. All right. So while King Leo de Grance is saying the boy drew the sword, the boy is king, you guys are, I don't know what Sir Clarion is thinking, but clearly Linnell who has helped his page or Sir Ector's page or his squire, and you have that squire on the horse, on your horse, Linnell.
Yes.
Clearly you want to go out there and swear fealty to this new king, but you hear King Lot shout, "Not while I live!" And he draws his own sword and strides towards the boy. His guards dismount and are a few steps behind him. You may attempt to intercept, or either with your horse or run out there.
Well, I have Patrick with the boy, so on my horse. So I'm using my swords. I guess that's arming sword on the horse.
You're gonna attack one of these guys?
I'm gonna try and intercept, so I don't know what to roll.
Okay.
I'd like to charge in front of him and say, you know, be still for the king.
I mean, you can even charge at King Lot if you wanted to. On your horse.
Which one is going after the boy that pulled the sword?
King Lot.
Then I'll go after him.
All right. So he is on foot.
Okay, then I'll run after him, I guess, with my arming
No,
sword.
you can jump on your horse and go after him. You can do that.
Okay. So what am I rolling?
And let me see what are you going to do, Clarion?
I think I'm gonna follow Linnell, but I'm not trying to charge them. I'm trying to, form up around the new king.
Okay, so you're on foot, or you get
on foot. I'm just gonna be on foot.
So Linnell, Dame Linnell kind of spurs her horse forward.
Where it says arming sword and it
that's
says
right.
sword skill, do I change that to charge?
No, just sword.
Okay. Even though I'm on the horse?
Yeah, you're gonna get a +5 here, by the way.
A what? +5? Okay.
Yeah, you get a +5 to your roll because you're on horse and Lot is not on horse.
Okay.
All right, so his basic skill is he's an 18.
So roll or don't roll?
Yeah.
Roll +5.
Yes. Got an 11 out of 18. All right. All right. So no, you hit.
Okay.
You got a partial success. So King Lot is a very good swordsman, even on foot. He's outraged. He's first surprised and then quickly outraged as you cut him off. He slashes at you. You slash at, you fight at each other.
Something is up.
And
I think.
Say it again.
No, that's right. Sorry.
All right, so
I thought we were still
going to do.
Yeah,
I gotta see what it is. Let me see. I have stats for him somewhere. You got a partial success. You will get your shield in, Amy, and it is with a rebated. He doesn't have his real sword.
I don't understand what's going on as far as stopping what he's doing.
Oh, you definitely intervened.
Yeah, that's what my intention was, not to hurt him.
But he was
I think he's ready to hurt you is the thing.
Yeah.
Right. So now what am I rolling?
We did that already.
I can't understand what you're saying.
We did that already. So here's what happened. Just to reiterate, I'll back up. You spurred your horse forward. You got in his way. You have your sword out. He has his sword out. He strikes at you. You guys have a melee encounter here against King Lot. He wins because he got an 11 out of 18. You only got a 5 out of 20, but you got your shield in.
Okay.
So now I'll do damage, but it's also it's going to be half, but we'll see. You can't get knocked off your horse, but we'll see. 19 points of damage. So what's your
12 plus 6.
What's your size?
My size is 10.
Okay. All right. So roll your dex.
So what good does the shield do then?
It'll mitigate the damage.
Okay.
All right. So you don't get knocked off your horse, and I don't think and that's 10 damage.
It's not enough to do damage.
Yeah, 8 damage, just not enough to do anything. You don't take any damage.
Okay.
But I think I think you might get glory for confronting King Lot. We'll see. Anyway, so you get in the way,
Yes.
which is enough to oh, I should show this. Dun dun dun. Sword. All right. We can close it. All right. And then Claire, let's give Claire on a turn before we continue.
Sure.
You see Linnell maybe recklessly, so I would check your reckless.
I have a lot of boxes checked here. Okay.
That's the idea. That's the cool thing. Moves out there and engages in King Lot, who you know is a big hoop-de-doo. But then that allows. Well, go ahead, Claren. Go ahead.
So yeah, I'm gonna form up. I'm trying to work with any of the other knights around to not to charge in, but to at least get in between the boy king and King Lot and his forces. And if they're gonna charge, then I guess we're gonna keep fighting.
All right. So what Linnell did, and then you join up Leo de Grance and yourself and his knights, plus a half a dozen other kings and many knights now swarm between King Lot and the heir apparent. So between that boy who got clocked and Dame Linnell, you stop Lot from going there to try to cut down or beat down this boy. The boy drew the sword, says King Leo de Grance. He is by right the king. And then King Lot says, no beardless boy shall ever be my king. Nor mine, come other voices. I say he is king, says Leo de Grance. And then he kind of it looked like you kind of have a corridor now. So Linnell, you can do what you wanted to do, which is swear fealty to Arthur, because you see Leo de Grance is going to do that.
Okay. I will ride my horse over, disembark, kneel with my hand on my sword and say, I pledge my loyalty to you, my lord.
All right. So Leo de Grance does the same. What do you want to do, Clarion?
Oh, I'm gonna do the same. Of
All right.
course.
Okay. So you see, as you see Lot, as you do this, and many other kings do this, see Lot throws his useless rebaited sword to the ground with a clatter. He goes, I'll be back with the sword that won't fail me, he says, suddenly channeling his inner Schwarzenegger. He says that, and he leaps atop his horse. His guards are just a half step behind, and they pivot and spur their steeds, heedless of those who are nearly trampled in the crowd. Others are doing the same, including the Knights of Gore. So they don't, I guess, as a benefice, they're to Clarion, although they take your main horse, that you're not held for ransom. Or they take off. And you hear, "Hail, King Arthur!" shouts Sir Ector, thrusting a sword aloft. What do you guys do?
Yeah, join in.
Hail, King
Hail
Arthur!
the king!
Echoes the crowd. Hail, King Arthur! Again and again. Hail, King Arthur! All right. Yeah, I had to take a pause because I feel like that scene is so, poignant and iconic. And I really give it my all. I really enjoy this game. So
it's so Thomas Mallory doesn't get into it as much, but in Geoffrey Monmouth's version, Arthur draws the sword and the stone and proves that he's king, and then spends the next couple of months basically repeating it over and over as different lords come to visit him to basically prove anybody who wasn't at the tournament.
Right.
He does it again for them.
And you will be happy to know, Arlen, that this is not Excalibur. This is Clarent, the Sword of Peace.
Yeah.
Yes. So
it's
not
important.
Yes, it's very important. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So as early loyalists pledged to Arthur, you are among those chosen to guard St. Clarent, the Sword of Peace, which is given a place of honor for all to see in the altar at St. Paul's Cathedral. Here it is thought that in the holiest of places in the city, none will dare attempt to tamper with the sword, while a great gathering of barons is called for Candlemas on the 2nd of February, and this is presumably where Arthur will again demonstrate that he is the king. Yes, I did start that. It is recording. So anyway, so you are among a total of the 24 knights posted to stand in 3-hour shifts of 8 knights each. So loosely it's largely an honorary position because no one expects anyone to actually enter the cathedral and steal it. But anyway, everyone is expected to be fully armed and armored and ready to protect the sword with your lives. So you are
Lothians.
yeah. So you are and no one trusts the angry Lothian. All right, so you are placed with some knights from Cornwall.
I'm assuming that I can't get close to Arthur right now, right?
Not yet. Things are happening so fast. Right. But I mean, you're noteworthy because you know, a couple things, right? So they said that you held yourself well in the joust, did not lose the lance, smashed into the the lines of gore, and then everyone's talking about, you know, this knight went out there and challenged King Lot and protected the new potential High King. So you're being talked about.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out when's a good time to ask to be knighted, and to who should I ask?
Right. It should come. I'm pretty sure it'll come. All
I'm
right.
sure I will have asked Clarion, and he would have told me to just be calm.
Is that true, Killarian? What do you tell?
Yes.
All right. So you are with,
As they say, God's mill grinds slowly, but it grinds finely.
So several large beeswax candles light the cathedral very poorly, leaving flickering shadows in the vault of alcoves. There are no pews. It's a big, empty, echoing space. Entry into the cathedral through 3 doorways. There's several double doors on the west, and then double doors entering the north and south. And then a single knight is stationed at each entry to question people coming in. They're no one to expect in the middle of the night, right? Because there's a curfew right now. All right, so I would ask you to roll energetic versus lazy.
So
how do I do that?
Click on your character. So
yeah.
First, see, so you roll them both. You can choose which one to roll first, energetic or lazy. If you like make your energetic, you don't need to roll your lazy.
I'll start with energetic, I guess.
Okay. Nice.
Please don't fail. I failed.
Oh no.
But now you can roll your lazy. Because you might not be.
No, I'm being lazy apparently.
Oh no. All right, you're very tired. It's been a long day. Well, maybe that hit from King Lot was more than just, you know, more than you thought.
Well, I would ask.
You're not asleep. You're not asleep. You're just kind of right because you are a knight and you are honorable and do have, you know, respect your duty, but you're kind of dozing off. And you're probably like, ah, man, where you hit me on that really hurt my shield arm because it's a pretty powerful blow. It's a good thing it wasn't a real sword. Although
Can I ask Patrick to fetch a doctor for me?
Oh, your squires are asleep. You don't need a doctor.
Oh, well, I don't want him to think I'm lazy either.
Well, you're not falling asleep. You're just kind of dozing.
Okay.
All right. So now everyone make an awareness roll. And unfortunately, because you're dozing off, Linnell, you get a -5.
To my awareness?
Yeah. Claire, on your awareness is the awful.
Please be successful. Hey, I'm still successful.
Oh boy.
That's awesome. Okay.
Oh goodness.
All right. You heard, okay, as you're kind of dozing off, you're suddenly, this is for Linnell, because Clarion, you're not aware. So as you're, you heard something, but you're not sure what.
Okay. It would start me awake.
Yeah, it starts you awake. What do you want to do?
I want to look around and call to the others and see if they heard anything.
Okay.
Or Clarion, are you there with me?
Yeah, he's nearby. I mean, you guys are at different places in the cathedral, but yeah.
I would ask him, did you see that? Or did you hear that?
All right.
I've seen nothing. Even the mice fear to disturb a house of God, but if there's something out there, we should be aware and ready for it.
So
I heard something. I feel like something is coming.
All right, so give me. Remember, you can. I mean, I will say that. I mean, if you really remember, you can always
Passion
the
up.
interest, you can always use a passion or whatever, but if you feel like you need to. Anyway, at this point, roll just straight up awareness, both of you.
Can I please not fail?
Eventually, I'll roll an awareness. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Critical.
Crit.
That's
Ooh.
awesome. That's
I
really
am
great.
very
So,
awake
so in
now.
this game, also critical, no matter what the number is, beats. You can check your awareness if you haven't already. By the way. All right. Okay, perfect.
I have no clue
All
what
right,
that's
so you
gonna
guys are
mean,
you
but
guys are
that's all good.
so you guys are together, probably like together, looking around and trying to search for the noise that Linnell had.
Mhm.
And suddenly, half-naked men covered in strange blue sigils spring from the shadows. 4 of them spring at you, and you hear the clash of arms around the cathedral as other of your fellow companion guards are in similar straits.
Are they coming at us, or are there just 4 in total?
There's a lot of them, but 4 are near you.
Okay, I want to
All
attack.
right.
Is
I
this
think-
where we team up?
Are you going to be? Yeah, you can figure out how to do it.
I
There's
think we
4 of
should
them.
also maybe call upon our passions to boost ourselves.
Yes, you can do
Okay,
that.
so
Yeah, I'm going to say,
well,
by
I
all the
have
virtues of knighthood, we shall not lose the king's sword this night. And I'm going to call upon my honor to, stand and fight. All that good
Can I
stuff.
call on my honor again, even though I've done
No,
it
you
before?
cannot use your honor again today. However, you do see that hatred of Pix. Oh no.
Yes, I will call on that one.
You recognize the Pix as those who destroyed your. I gotta look up to see what happens.
All right.
And
So
I
this is
was
a passion.
successful.
This is now a passion crisis.
Yes, it is. So you add +5 to your sword, I guess, Amy,
Okay,
or spear if you're using a spear. It's up to you. Yeah, passion crisis, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah, I need to look to see what happens.
unopposed roll against the passion. And basically I have to roll under or I'm gonna be sad.
Well, don't do that yet. But let's see. A failed or fumble. Okay. If you're impassioned, you get a +10. Oh, is it +10? Did I mess
So
that
you-
up? Is it a +10? I thought it was +5.
It's impassioned and inspired. Impassioned is a crit, so that's
Oh, okay.
+10. Inspired is a +5.
Right. Okay. Um, all right. So you roll to see what happened. So you're in a passion crisis. I guess you're right.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm gonna roll against my honor.
Yep.
Larian, it's not
All right.
bad.
You made that.
Everybody
Well,
falls off their horse.
that's bad. You want to fail your passion basically when you are in a crisis. So I'm gonna be melancholic
Oh no.
and mad.
No. You're only mad if you go critical.
Oh no, yeah. Oh no, yes, madness for 1d6 weeks.
No. It says on a critical success of the You didn't get a critical. Critical success, you're out. You're mad and out of game. Success, you're
Oh yeah,
melancholic.
that's just okay. Yeah, that only applies if you got your critical success
Yes.
to trigger going mad at all. Yeah, I was.
Yeah. So
looking
you'll
for-
be
melancholy for a day.
Yeah, for a day.
Yeah. For normal 5 to 15, melancholy duration is 1 day.
Okay.
And I guess I need to see what happens.
What happens when you're melancholy?
-5 to all skill and passion rolls.
Oh,
But
lovely.
it does
no.
not strike immediately if you're engaged in deadly activity. It
All
takes effect after the activity that caused it is completed.
Okay. Well, that's good.
better.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So we're gonna fight these guys.
I also gained 25 glory for becoming melancholy at the end
nice.
of this, assuming I survive fighting the pigs.
I'm just
There it
holding
is.
tight with my 20 glory so far.
You'll get. I mean, you will get more. There's like a table, and because of
Yeah, yeah.
you'll get some for being in the tournament, and you'll get some for seeing Arthur and stuff like that. So at the end of the session, I'll give you what glory you've accumulated. But after this scene, we'll probably.
Well, I want to fight these little things.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
here's your choices. You can split your skill and contest against each one, or you can go all out against one, but then the other one gets a free attack against you.
I guess I'm gonna split, but I don't know how to roll that.
So just roll. All right. So it's gonna be, yeah. So right now, so you made your passion, so it's a 20, right? What's your skill? What's your skill?
What do you mean?
What's your sword skill?
My sword skill?
Is a 15.
15.
So it's a 20.
So I think it works a little differently. Instead of splitting,
Mhm.
it's just a penalty to both actions based on how many people you're taking on.
Oh, okay. Is it they
Um,
changed that now?
And I think you can, I think the way it works is that you do a penalty to both actions, and also you can only actually hit one of them. So if you win both, you can't do damage to both warriors. But yeah, in the booklet, multiple opponents,
Okay, yeah.
it's
So it's
just
a little
a
different. Okay, that's cool.
-5, yeah, -5 per extra opponent. So it's essentially a -5 to 2 combat rolls.
All right. So you're 15 versus both.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And you can
because
only
I got the
actually
+5,
down
so
one.
I'm losing the +5, so it equals out. So I just rolled twice, but
Yes.
damage only once.
Right. If you win. Yeah. So let's do the first guy. Well, we'll do you first. So we'll do the first guy.
Okay,
They have spears.
failed.
Oh,
I failed too.
Okay, so do the next one now.
Yeah. So nothing, right? That's a nothing, right? You both
yeah,
failed.
that's a
Yeah.
both miss, basically.
Okay. And the second guy.
I succeeded.
And I
Failed.
failed. So you do 16 points of damage to him.
Yes.
Oh, so it's okay. So I was wrong. You actually can hit both people if
Oh.
you're defending. You just take the penalty, basically.
Oh, very
Okay.
nice.
So it's
Oh.
But then I
yeah, it's
missed
not.
against the one and I hit against the other
So
for
14
16.
damage. Oh
16.
dang. Okay.
16 damage.
16 damage. Then he's
Yeah.
left with 9 points. I have to do like a bar.
And now it's Clarion's turn.
Yeah. Let me catch up here.
Yeah, yeah.
You did 6. Oh, roll to see. I got a couple things. I got to roll for knockdown, and then he took a major wound, so I got to see if he goes unconscious. So
So
just
what
give
do I
me
need to roll?
I'm rolling.
That's all. Carl's got to figure out what happened when you hit him.
Yeah, when you hit him for a lot of damage. 16 points of damage, pretty good.
It's better than the other one. The other one would have been 13.
Yeah.
So I like this better.
Mhm.
But I would have liked to hit both.
All right, so there's that. You can only see the bar. Yes, correct. All right, so I'm going to roll to see if you knock him down.
Okay.
You beat him to the ground with your
Good.
sword. And now I have to roll this. He took a major wound. Is there a minus if he takes a major wound for unconsciousness, or is it just unconsciousness?
I think it just triggers
Just
the
triggers the.
roll, basically, but I will double check real quick.
I will look. This is our first real
Uh,
combat, so apologies for people's.
Major wounds. Oh, you immediately go unconscious when
When you take a major wound.
Yeah, a major is just you automatically go unconscious.
Oh wow.
Maybe those that
Debilitated.
are watching can do thumbs up if they like the fact that he went unconscious.
Yeah. So you go unconscious on a major wound. There's no like roll for it, huh?
So you have a specific level of your hit points. It's also your unconscious level. So if you just take minor hits,
Yeah, you go. Oh wow.
Then you
So this
get
guy
knocked
took a major wound, 16 points of damage. They don't have any. Oh, they have armor. Sorry about that.
So he's still
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but he got a failure. Oh, he doesn't have. Does he have a shield? Do they have shields? Let me see. I said naked though. Didn't I say naked?
Well, he's
Naked
got a
and he's
two-handed
using
spear, so I don't think he
two-handed.
can use a shield.
You can't
Yeah,
use a shield. I don't think they have any armor. All right, they don't have any.
Yep.
Picks usually don't have armor. Okay.
Yep. Classic.
All
I
right.
mean, we have a shield and a sword, but
Yeah, you take him down. All right,
okay.
Clarion.
All right. I think we need to take him down quickly. So I'm gonna let one have a free shot on me and fight the other one regular.
All right, so let's do
Just to try
the
that
regular
out.
one first.
Yep, yep. With my sword, I don't get any modifiers for being passioned. And no damage modifiers.
I got a partial success.
No. All right.
Ooh.
Well,
You got,
I block most of the damage.
yeah, so
with my
19
armor.
damage.
So I have a 1 for 3 damage.
Yeah. So he did 19 damage minus your.
Yeah, so I've got 16 with my armor and my shield, so I take 3 basically.
Okay, the second guy gets a free shot then,
And the second guy gets free shot, which is my gamble did not pay off.
and does 13
Oh.
damage.
So he only does another 3 to me because I don't
that
get
20
my
can knock
shield.
you, can potentially knock you down.
Oh,
But the 20 was Clarion.
the 19.
The 19 can potentially knock you down. Yeah.
19 damage. Yeah, 19 is higher than my knockdown. Is it? And its knockdown is before any armor, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I
Okay,
take
I
a little
don't-
bit more.
I don't understand this, Carl. Is it because your guy rolled a 6 and Clarion rolled a 1?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So he had just a higher,
Higher.
essentially a better success.
Yeah.
Even with less skill. So, so yes, 19. I will roll my dex to see if I get knocked down.
No, you're good.
I am just fine. I take another 3 points of damage from that second one, but that's not enough. My knockdown is 14, so that's not enough. So I'm getting a little beat up by these guys, but I'm doing all right.
Okay. All right. The next round, let's see how if there's anything other that they're gonna do yet. Okay. Okay. I still got one more round to do. Okay, so all right, new round, Amy.
All right, Linnell wants to take on 2. These 2 now. Can she still do that? Because she's got the +5. I will assume so. So
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know if you can. I think they gang up on you. You can't decide to.
well, either way, I'm going after the one in front of me.
Yeah. Okay.
And I did not add in the extra 5 then.
Yeah, it does. It's 11.
Right. Do I need to re-roll? Because I thought I was attacking 2, so I didn't put in the 5.
No, your +5 there wouldn't actually give you a benefit to your roll, just your skill. So since you succeeded anyway, your success at 11 is.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
you
That's
got a
not
critical.
good.
But you got a partial success.
Jesus.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh Jesus. I rolled 3 6s, 2 5s, and a 1 on 66.
Yeah. Okay.
And he gets another 46 for the crit.
No, they.
It's all in here, it says.
Oh, you get another
No,
40.
that's the you get your raw damage plus 4d6
Oh wow.
on a crit.
Wow. It's gonna hurt Amy.
Hurt her.
Yep. Okay.
That's
You got it.
good.
But at least you'll get your. Okay, so 40 points of damage. So you're for sure knocked to the ground.
But I don't take all that.
No. It's
Yeah, you
it's
take-
definitely over double your.
22.
Well, my hit points are 29.
So your
And
armor is 18.
yes.
Yeah.
All right. So that's 40 minus 18 is what, 22?
It's 22. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's you're gonna go unconscious.
So yeah, that's a major wound, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. All right.
Well, it's all on you then, Clarion, because looks like
Okay, well,
Nell's gonna die over here.
you're not going to die. You're just
Well, if they
down and
attack
out right
me
now.
again, they
Well, hopefully they're going for something other than killing after you're knocked down. I guess I'm going to
Right.
fight my two.
That's about. I feel like you used to get a con check, but I guess not anymore.
get what?
Well, your con sets your major wound threshold.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I think there are a lot of places where you you just go unconscious if you took too much now.
Okay, let's see.
Am I rolling con? Not rolling con?
Hold on. Okay, yeah, I guess. All right. Yeah, you're. I think you're.
Yeah, you're unconscious and debilitated, unfortunately. Um, Although I think you're not necessarily like totally out. You just can't really contribute to the fight, is the idea.
Well, I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure.
Well, I'm reading the text. An
Oh,
unconscious
okay.
character may have brief periods of lucidity. They may be allowed to speak quietly. They might, for example, be capable of slowly dictating a will, praying for divine guidance, or describing an assailant in a weak whisper. See the nearby quotation from Mallory, where two victims converse while unconscious in quotations and dying.
But here's my question. I have currently 8 hit points, but it says I go unconscious at 7.
But you took a big hit over
Yeah,
your
the
major
big
wound
hits, like a
threshold
major
is the
wound.
problem
That major
too.
wound threshold.
So it's if you get beat up by your, small bruising hits, you can go unconscious, or you can basically be taken down with one big blow.
Right.
What does healing rate mean?
That's the amount of time it takes to heal, or you get that amount of heal day per week. I think. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's per week of bed rest you get that much.
No damage. Okay, here's the damage. Yep. Okay. You're out of the fight until you see first aid, and if they fall below the threshold, okay. Okay.
Well, can Patrick run and get me some first aid?
Oh, you could make a squire roll if your squire happens to be up or in
Well,
the
it
church
should
at least.
be. I mean, I
Yeah,
yell
we
for
could do.
him.
Okay, well, we can do that in the next round.
Well, I mean, I can roll for him right now. That won't
Well,
matter.
we'll do that the next round.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing with two, just let one of them hit me, basically.
Okay.
To try to finish off one of them quick.
All right.
But I have at least succeeded.
I partially succeeded, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't have any.
Yeah,
21 damage.
21 damage.
Okay.
One
so
big hit.
Yeah, he's done.
Nice. And then the other one just gets a free tag.
Yeah.
Well, assuming that he can actually connect.
I haven't. I guess I canceled out of that. Okay. And he gets no modifier. Or does he still get the modifier?
He doesn't get any modifier. No.
Oh, the other guy had a modifier, but it didn't matter. Okay. The other guy would have had a modifier because they were ganging up.
Don't they? I thought ganging up is just a penalty to the defender.
So that's
Is
a
it
minus
also?
5 plus 5.
Oh, okay. Well, then he still wouldn't have beaten me with his rolled 5.
No,
It
he
would just be
wouldn't.
an effective higher skill.
No, you're right. It's just a minus 5 to the person who's suffering the gang up. They don't
Yeah.
get a bonus.
Yeah.
27 damage.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. My gamble did not work, so I reduced by 10 for my armor, but that's a big hit of 17, which
Really?
is a knockdown and a major wound. So I am also out.
Dang.
Um,
Okay.
and in pretty bad shape.
Oh yeah. Are you at 0?
No, but I'm below my natural unconscious threshold, so I'm not
Okay.
even gonna come back like at the end of the scene.
All right. Make you can both attempt your squire rolls. Yes. Okay.
So Patrick is off to get help.
All right. So your squires are on the scene.
Unless
That
he can do
totally works
first
out.
aid, but
So I'm gonna see. I think first aid.
So you can do here. I was looking at it
I was
just a
looking at
second
first
ago.
aid. So they
Yeah,
both. I mean,
first
you don't
aid.
have to roll for the first aid. You just roll the squire roll. They do
Yeah,
what
so
they
you
need to
roll
do.
the squire roll for the squire to do first aid.
Yes.
And then you do it per wound. So you can get your healing rate in value back
Oh wow.
basically per
Okay.
wound. Which makes I think the idea is to make a lot of those minor hits go away really quickly because your
Yeah.
healing rate, if it's like 3 or 4 and you took a
Yeah.
3 hit. So presumably we can just do as 3 for me. You only took the one big one, Linnell, right?
Yes.
So yeah.
So what's your healing rate?
4.
So you get 4 back.
Okay.
I need to do 2 more for my.
Well, let's do it per round. You can see what you want to do. He gets you the first one.
Oh, okay. We'll do, yeah.
So the
now I'm
first
at
gives you the big one.
so now I'm at 12. What do I have to do to not be unconscious?
I think once you get first aid, you come back up, right?
I don't think you can take part in doing anything yet. You're
Oh
not
well,
unconscious anymore, but you're still debilitated.
Okay.
they're still like okay. Well, here's what happens. I'll just narrate what's going on. All right.
Yeah.
So your squires nearby getting around. They're probably like upstairs in the in the balcony. Or in somewhere sleeping in
Mhm.
the on the cloister or something. They hear the sound of battle. They come out. They go to your side. You smelling salts and quickly patch you up. And I don't know why I closed that. Okay, there it is. All right. Okay.
So then the little
So give
black
me
mark is gone.
what's that?
The little black mark is gone,
Oh, you guys are still prone, I would say.
but I'm not unconscious. I thought that's what the little black mark was.
Oh no, that's because I put that as prone, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway, so you guys wake up, you still hear the sounds of battle, but then you see some those 2 picks that have those 2 picks that have still left. They've gone and they've gotten to the sword of Clarent, and now they're trying to run away with it.
They could get it out of the stone.
It's just like it's not in the stone anymore. It's just kind of lying there,
Mm.
like on the altar. Okay. All right.
Can I get Patrick to run over there and grab the sword?
No, but you can do something. All right.
Okay.
So what they're going to do is they're going to try to well, you see them, they grab the sword and the shadow of triumph. The noise distracts the other. So one pick grabs it. The other one is they're all like cheering. And the picked with the sword leaps back out of the choir barrier and dashes towards the nearest door. Right. So you guys can pursue or deal with the other picked. The other knights around are disengaged or otherwise engaged.
Can I get on my horse and pursue?
You can't, you're on foot. You can't get to your horse.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm gonna have to pursue at half health here, but let's go.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think I can throw. Yeah, I don't think I can throw my.
Oh, but you could pick up a spear and throw it at him. One of the spears at the picks. If you have
Okay.
spear.
Can I throw it at him?
Yeah.
I'm not good at that, but what would I do for that?
Just use spear.
Okay.
I want to see if
No
he sees it.
+5 because that's gone, right?
No +5, yeah. That's
Because that
gone.
would have
That's
been
gone because you got knocked unconscious. Yes, that's correct.
So you're just to be okay.
Oh, I
What
was
was it?
successful.
What happened?
I was
What were you gonna
successful.
say?
Well, just to be clear, continuing to act after you've taken a major wound is going to cause aggravation, which is basically more automatic damage because
Oh,
you're
but
not
it's
resting. But yeah,
yeah. So you'll take
yeah,
what? You'll take some damage as you throw it. That makes sense, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick's like, no, Linnell, don't, Dame Linnell, no. You'll reopen your wound as you hurl that spear at that dude. Oh my gosh. Okay.
24 damage.
All right.
Clarion, can you have your page run and get the sword, please?
Okay. All right. 24 damage. All right.
Yes.
It doesn't. Okay.
With his own spear.
Or his buddy spear.
Yeah.
All right. Clarion, what do you want to do? So you hit this guy. I guess 24 damage is going to take this guy down, isn't it?
Probably. I think I'm gonna try. I'm almost ready
Oh
to
yeah, it
get
almost kills him.
back up, but I don't have very much margin right now, so I'm gonna try to get my squire to do another round of first aid
Okay.
on me.
He will. I mean, he's there already. Just take
Yeah,
some
well, I
time.
got to roll for his.
Oh, right. You got to roll first.
Well,
Yeah.
can one
So
of the
how do
other
you? What
knights
happens when you
get the?
aggravate?
So aggravate is just basically it's not wound damage, but it's direct damage to hit points. And it's probably either 2 or 3 for moderate or strenuous, it looks like.
What page are you on?
I'm on page 60 of the little booklet. I'm not looking at the CRB right now,
Yeah,
but
page 60.
strenuous activity, fighting, running, climbing, traveling significant distance on horse or foot, whereas the moderate walk longer distance, riding a horse, celebrating, dancing, engaging in romance, or arguing.
So 3.
You will have to ask Carl what he thinks it
Walking.
qualifies as.
Where's that's what it says it does. Where is aggravation? There it is. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I'll take 2.
Okay.
That doesn't quite put you under though, right?
No. What the heck is going on here? I was at 14 and it should go to 12. All right.
Okay.
There we go. I'm at 12.
All right.
And my under, you mean unconscious, is 7.
Okay.
Knocked down is 10.
All right.
So I'm not going to have any choice but to go again.
I want to see if this other picked. I rolled for their like quote unquote morale. So it looks like this other pick's gonna try to pick up the sword and grab it. So Clarion, you get healed. I guess that pick's gonna run over and grab the sword. All right.
How close are they to us?
You're standing up, so you can run over and attack him if you wish to.
No, but I mean, like, how close are they? How far do I have to run? Because that I'm going to take more damage for that too.
Yeah, you will.
Well, it's kind of abstracted, right?
Yeah.
So combat rounds is more like old D&D where it's longer
Yeah.
combat
So you
rounds
can,
and
you can,
back and forth.
right. It's like you're in this, you can, if you wanted to run up and like charge him and attack him, you could do that.
Yeah, so I think that's what we should do is try to finish off this last one, even though we're both going to hurt for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I run up and stand on the sword while Clarion attacks?
You can try to brawl him for the sword. Yes.
Okay. Move over here.
So we'll do like an opposed brawl.
Brawl.
No.
So roll brawling or
Yeah. Roll your brawling.
brawling open hand or
Yeah. The one
brawling
down,
just
that one
down
there.
here. This
That
one
one there.
here. Okay.
Oh, no. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
There's no modifier, right?
No.
Success. 4 damage, but
Yeah.
not much damage, but I
Oh,
was this one.
you wrenched Clarent from him. Oh, what happens?
How did I wrench it from? Oh, because he failed.
Yeah.
Okay, Clarion, run him through. Run him
Yep.
through. Patrick, I need you again.
The sword feels very heavy and like, well, I guess they didn't pull it from the stone. Oh, wow. So it gives you +5 armor protection, by the way.
Nice.
I need it.
Yeah.
All
You
right,
grab it. So Clarent, you're gonna go after this guy.
yeah, I'm gonna try to run him through.
Okay, go for it. He doesn't. It's a free attack.
Yep.
Because he's brawling with me.
Yeah. You're also gonna take 2 more points of damage, Linnell.
Willingly, because I'm
Oh,
holding the
but
sword.
he gets cut down.
Yeah, so I'm almost down from aggravation because I gave myself the aggravation damage. I guess you're supposed to keep track of where the damage comes from with all these, but
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to roll for my page again or my squire again, right?
Well, the squire, they can't heal aggravate those 4 wounds. You just need to rest.
yeah, aggravation you just have to get
Yeah,
bed
you won't be
rest
able.
for.
You won't
Right,
be able
but-
to heal you.
But he can't do first aid on my original wound?
He did.
Well, he can only do first aid once. You only get
Oh,
first aid
okay.
on the original wound
Yeah.
once, basically.
I need to get to
So,
a doctor.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
is there any way, can I still ride? Can Patrick get my horse and Clary and I ride to wherever Arthur is? And
Well, I don't think that's, I think we just need to make sure that the picks are done with their thing and, after the chaos, we can figure out what to do next, right? But
All right, so here's, I guess I'll to narrate what happens. Like one picks up the sword and goes, ha ha, because they cut you down, but your squires were on task. Fortunately, that was a critical roll that your squires were on task and got you with smelling salts back up. While you were, that gave the picks enough time to pass you up and get to the sword. When they picked it up, they go, ha ha, they cheered, we have the sword. Maybe one of them said, long live King Lot. But then that distracted them enough that you guys kind of snapped to, regained your senses. One was trying to run away with his buddy. Linnell picked up a fallen spear and took that first guy down. The other guy, still impassioned or inspired for King Lot, ran over there to grab the sword. And Sir Clarion was getting treated as he pushes himself up with on the altar there where the sword Clarent was, and then his squire gives him his sword as he patches up another small wound, and then Dame Linnell is able to wrench the sword of peace Clarent from this Pict, holding it aloft, and then the Pict looks too late to see Sir Clarion cut him down, and both of you kind of hands on knees as you're bleeding from your wounds. The squire's like,
Linnell, we also both need to roll for characteristic loss from taking a major wound.
oh really?
Yeah.
roll for what?
Characteristic loss, basically we're each going to lose, unless we roll a 6, a point from our core stats from getting so badly beat up from the major wound.
Okay, how do I roll that?
Just a 1d6.
And hoping for a low?
You're hoping for a 6 because otherwise.
I got a 5.
Oh,
So
that's a scar for you.
Yeah, you use an appeal.
You lose an appearance, which is
Me?
not.
Appearance.
You got a scar, Amy.
Where do I put that?
Just take one appearance off. That's probably the least. You know, right?
She went from a 14 to a 13. She's still
Right.
not ugly.
Oh, but you lost strength. Dang.
I lost a size.
Size. Okay.
So I'm not feeling quite as bulky as I was before, apparently.
Yeah, it's probably like a gut wound.
Yep.
Can we ever get those back?
I don't know if winter
Sort
phase
of.
winter
So we
phase might
we
allow
can
you to.
grow them back up like we would normally, but there's no like, recover from that wound and get that point back. Basically, you just have to work at getting it back
Right.
the way you would normally improve your stats. So
Well, I'm assuming that scar would be on my arm, maybe.
No, it's probably. I mean, if it's appearance, it's probably like somewhere visible, like across your face.
Well, just on my cheekbone, but I would make sure that Arthur knows I wear the scar of my service to you.
All right. Well, so I mean, with that, as you guys are thinking of like game wise, what's going on, thank you for reminding us, Harlan, and just get that out of the way, right? The major wound consequence. Whoever, Sir Ector's knights eventually, well, they arrive. They see what's going on. You're taken to a barber surgeon. If you have do you have any other wounds that haven't been treated?
Just
Anyone?
what do you mean?
Did you have another wound, Arlen, or no?
I think I've treated both of my minors now.
Okay.
So I've just got the major that I had first aid on, but not surgery.
Which was enough.
Yeah, your major is treated.
Nice.
By a skilled barber surgeon.
Now,
all right, so
do I still lose my aggravation damage?
You're supposed to keep track of it, but we kind of know.
Yeah, from this point, we basically just have to heal normally.
You just have to heal normally.
Take a couple weeks of healing, bed rest.
So I get all of my hit points back, and then I lose 4.
No, you don't get all your hit points back. Keep them back to 10. Because I will see.
So
we'll probably stop here, but we can continue, and then we'll pick up, and there'll be some.
The way that the surgery works is it basically just allows you to heal fully from the wound. It doesn't actually give you any hit points back. But if you don't get surgery, your wound can get like infected and stuff.
But you're no longer debilitated.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm trying to tell what happens, so then we can wrap this up.
Okay.
You're getting ahead. I know you're excited, but you're getting ahead. All right. Anyway, so people are talking about, how heroic you were despite your wounds. And even though you got knocked down, you got back up again, Chumbawamba style. And you receive great commendation, and then you are shown into the presence of King Arthur, where he heaps more praise upon you. And he says, "Oh, yes, I remember how you stood in front of King Lot." And they said, and that one clashed with them. And that one was with King Leodegrance as a vanguard. And anyway.
Yes.
So the boy king heaps more praise upon you and thanks you greatly. He gives you a house to live in for the rest of your time in the city, servants, meals, other luxuries. If you wish, you can generate a passion loyalty king. If you already have one, you can check it. If you do not, you can create a
passion that says what? A passion that says
you can
what?
get loyalty king.
Loyalty king.
What rank do we generate it in?
1d6 plus 6.
Nice.
1d6 plus 6.
Yep.
Hopefully I don't mess up.
Well, you build upon it.
9.
9. Yeah.
Yeah, and then once you check it, you can build it more. Do you want us to do the checking skills also? I guess.
Oh no, there's still no,
forward.
not yet. This is still this is like halfway through the scenario, right? So
Yeah.
Do I get to talk to King Arthur? Can I
I-
pull him aside and say, may I please speak with you, King? Your
Hold on,
Majesty?
Amy. I'm just telling you other things that can happen too. If you wanted to, you can greet a loyalty companions to reflect your shared bonding experience, if you wish.
Greet them?
What's that?
What did you say? Greet them?
Loyalty companions, if you wanted to create that between Clarion on you and Sir Clarion. If you
I would
wanted to
think
generate that.
so.
Yeah. You don't have any other loyalties. So
Me?
yeah, so
No,
okay.
just the king. And
Because
it's
it says I think you can
D6
only have
+6.
I think you can only have a certain amount of loyalties to people. That's 10.
I'm more loyal to him than the king. That's
And
okay.
how many all right,
Okay, so I
how
have
many picks did you can add 2 to that, by the way. Oh dang.
I only
got-
killed 2 picks.
Yeah, each of you guys killed 2 picks, so you can add 2 to that loyalty companions. Each of you.
so D6 plus 8 basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the next morning, all the city is abuzz with the news of the attempted theft. And everyone knows that Picts do not live in Londinium. So, of course, people think you can make an intrigue roll, but you probably suspect who it is.
Yep.
Intrigue.
Oh, I wonder who it could be.
Oh, King Lot has several
Yeah,
Pictish tribes.
the king who lives in
I got a
Pictland.
critical.
Oh, you could definitely.
I get criticals at all the wrong times.
Yeah, well, I'd say the critical, you can probably increase it. Well, I don't know. You already have a check on it, so you definitely know it's King Lot. In fact, you're the one who heard "Long Live King Lot" as one of those picks picked up the sword, and you tell people
Okay.
that. All right, so I think this is probably a good place to stop. After this, there's more to the scenario, and it'd be great to continue. I hope. There's more to the scenario for the year, and then we could go through a winter phase if we want to play again. But I will go to the back of the adventure. I've given you glory as we go, but I will give you glory for things that happened as well that you can add to for the session. It's the right book. So wow, okay. So you can add this to your glory. So you guys get 100 glory because you killed 2 picks at St. Paul's each, and 125 glory each for saving the sword. Are we adding this up?
I am keeping it over here. That's each. Yeah. So we're at 225 right now.
Okay, and then you guys get 100 for witnessing Arthur's coronation
Okay.
in London,
Okay.
and you guys get 30 glory each for the tournament.
Okay. So 355 plus what
Yes.
we had.
Right.
30 for the tournament?
30, yeah, 30 for the important tournament.
Alright. So then
Yeah, so I don't know how to add session glory to the current glory, so I have to figure that out on the sheet. There's probably like a button somewhere. But just keep track of that session glory, and then we'll figure it out.
yeah, I think the current glory is not changing anywhere. I think what you're supposed to do is go into the holdings tab, and it's got all of the events. So what I've been doing is just essentially listing all of the events and their amount, and then it says glory, like glory for event, and then total. And so I think you're just supposed to say, okay, well, the most recent total value is my current actual glory, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Oh no, passive glory is something different.
No, it's the under history and events. If you
Yeah,
add
history
an
and
event,
events.
History and events.
Yeah, we can do them later.
Yeah.
We need to. But you have a list of events. I do at least.
I don't see that. Oh, right here.
Yeah, yeah. So, or you can put, I mean, you can just put session, so you can, yeah. Oh, you can put like, yeah, the Saint.
Glory.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, that's probably fine. And then you could put like Saint Londinium are probably there. Or St. Paul's tournament.
Yeah,
Lon-
I've got 10 for Met Merlin, 30 for the tournament where I was unhorsed by Sir Hussa, 225 for killing Picts and saving Clarent, 25 for melancholy after the battle, and another 100 for Arthur's coronation.
Yes. And Londinium.
In Londinium.
And then did it go back to character? Did it add that to it didn't add it, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't have, it seems like, any automatic calculation for the actual, like what the current glory thing says there.
All right, so maybe go back to holdings and then add whatever 975 for Amy's character. We'll see if that works. Did you add that together? The total?
Add the 975 to it? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I added up mine, but I started with a little more.
Yeah,
so
because you're knighted already. So
I'm already knighted.
1350, Amy. Let's see if that changes it. No, in the total tab. It's probably all super fascinating for all our watchers, but we're also
Yeah. So I
testing
don't
it.
think it
You hit
updates.
modify.
No, that's modify is just for removing events
Yeah.
on the
So
list.
so check character, see if it updated. I don't think it did, but maybe.
No.
No. I'll probably
No,
have to look in the back.
Well, it's for whatever reason, because everything else on this section is all auto-calculated from your characteristics. So I don't know why current glory put in there is probably how it appears on the paper sheet, but that whole section is not directly editable from anything else. It looks like because it's being auto-calculated.
Yeah. we'll have to find out where it's auto-calculated from, but and then look. But I can check that out later. But like I said, we'll stop here, and it'd be great if we get back to Pendragon again. You don't resolve your checks and all that, or get your glory bonuses until like winter phase. So you could do so in the game. I remember, I don't know if this is, I hope it's the case still, but for every 1,000 glory, you get something.
Yeah, you get an extra, basically a point to put anywhere every time you hit an increment of.
Yeah. It might be on that page somewhere. Current glory.
I'm looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the current glory is on that section, but it's not, I think it's just inputted for the starter
glory.
set. No, that's not
13, what'd you say?
That's not it. That's not it though.
It's current glory is the name of the attribute.
Yeah.
And it's not being calculated from anywhere. So I think for the starter set characters, it's just been applied.
Yeah.
As like, somebody filled it out. Although maybe for Carl, if you want to can you make one more character sheet?
Yeah, like make an extra
just a raw without anything
on
it.
Right.
And that way I can see if it'll calculate automatically from that one. Because it might be that the starter set characters have it applied automatically, but not.
Oh, look, you can actually put it in there. Armor points and current glory. Yeah. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you look at the character sheet there,
I can't, you'll have to share with me.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
See it. Yeah.
It's fillable on that one. You see that?
Yeah, I figured it's just for the starter set, that the starter characters, it's a little different.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll figure it out.
No worries. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys for playing.
Thank you.
I hope that last section where we did some of the bookkeeping and bookwork wasn't too dull for everyone. But so far, we are here in London. You just witnessed the coronation of, I believe,
Of Arthur.
Yes. Or actually, you haven't, the coronation hasn't happened yet, but you will probably witness the coronation, so we'll just remember that for next time. But the coronation is due to happen on Candlemas, as you hear through the grapevine. and then we'll see what happens after that. Cool.
Sounds good.
Nice.
All right. Thank you so much for playing, Arlen. This was sort of not last minute, but it's relatively ad hoc. I'm so glad that they had support here on the Roll20s
Yeah.
for it. That seems pretty good. There's a few little quirks that we've noticed, but other than that, all good.
It's like with
And-
anything, playing a new game, right?
Yeah. And Amy, what did you think? Is your first time playing Pendragon?
It's cute.
It's cute. It's cute. That's what we get from Amy. It's cute. Well, I hope you enjoyed it though, even though it was
Yeah.
just cute. But it's one of my favorite games. But thank you so much for playing, Arlen and Amy. And hopefully next time we will rejoin sooner rather than later to continue the exploits of Sir Clarion and Dame Linnell in the new King Arthur's realm.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you so much. Good night and good rolling.